up, everybody? Wow, that guy. Has that guy ever been to a library? Seriously. I'm telling you, tough thing about being a comedian, being introduced as a comedian, is that people expect to be funny right away. Like, especially Jews, by the way. Because the pressure is there, and then people are like, oh, you're a comedian? Prove it. Like, that doesn't happen with other things. Like, oh, you're a proctologist? Oh, prove it. I don't think you want me to. And some people, some comedians, especially the last guy, get the impression that, like, they could be a serial killer. They kind of look like I could be the victim of a serial killer. I am Jewish. I don't know if that's obvious from everything about me. I look like the guy an accountant would beat up. I don't know if that's... Okay, fine. I realized how Jewish I was when I was watching the show Cash Cab, and I was thinking, I'd just be excited for a free cab ride. I know Jews have this similar thing that when I'm in public and I see another Jew, I think to myself, I'm sure Jews do this, like, hey, look, a Jew. And I always wondered if non-Jews do the same thing. It just sounds a lot more anti-Semitic. Those things that didn't laugh were like, oh my god, he's so right, he's pretty arguing. Can we talk about the Batman Dark Knight Rises here? Glad you've seen it. Okay. I'm not gonna spoil anything, don't worry. Like, I was actually talking to somebody once and I was like, oh yeah, it's like kind of like the movie Pulp Fiction. He's like, don't ruin it, I haven't seen it yet. Pulp Fiction's been out 18 years. Here's some other spoilers you should be aware of, just so you know, by the way. Bruce Willis is a ghost. Also, Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father, and Avatar is just Pocahontas meets the Smurfs. I think. Apparently I'm still going through puberty. Batman, I liked the movie. I really liked it. Except Bane, I just could not understand him a lot of the time. He was just like, it's kind of like Bill Cosby in the later years. Like, you see the problem with the... You're just like, what? Like, I know Christopher Nolan tries to make a really realistic movie, but he doesn't. I think it would have been even better if he incorporated the fact that people couldn't understand him into the movie. He would have been like, your city is, and somebody's like, dude, we can't understand what you're saying. I have no idea what... Like, Ozzy Osbourne is more intelligible at times. Some really big Black Sabbath fans over there. But, and even when you could understand him, like, I only figured out what he was saying from context, like, what time is it? 8:30 or pizza. I don't really know where you're going with that. I'm not sure. And when you could understand him, he sounded like Sean Connery. Like, I was expecting, like, when Gotham is ashes, I'll take the rapist for 400. We totally made it into a comedy, though. But and Batman also, because Batman you can't understand either, because he does that stupid, like, half constipated, half asthmatic thing, like, I think we should. No? Okay, man. I think he sounds like Stevie from Malcolm in the Middle. I don't know if people get that reference. By the way, who knew that Malcolm's dad was cooking crystal meth this entire time? I knew something was off on that show. I don't know. I was supposed to drink before that. Yeah, and I was talking to somebody about it, and he said, yo, it was a good movie, but the second one was great because of Heath Ledger. Like, it would have been great if Heath Ledger was in it. The guy's dead. What are you gonna, like, seriously? That's why you don't like the movie? Like, I was at a concert, this Beatles cover band, and I heard somebody say, it's a shame they couldn't have gotten the real Beatles. 2 of them are dead, and half of them that aren't dead are Ringo. I don't think you really... Let's be clear. But I don't have a smartphone. Everybody has a smartphone. I have a dumb phone. My phone's like the dumb kid in class, like always asking unnecessary questions that the dumb kid always asks. Like, are you sure you want to send 2 text messages instead of 1? Yes. You're a moron. And like everyone's like bragging about their phones, and I can't really do that because people are like, oh my Droid has all these cool apps. I'm like, oh my phone doesn't have a 6 button. My iPhone, has good service even in the subway. I'm like, oh, my phone only works in November. That's That's exciting. I noticed this about white people. Got really quiet. I realize I am white, by the way. I'm not going to be like, white people are ridiculous. I know. That's my overcompensatory white voice, by the way. White people are very scared to say the word black, even if it's not in reference to people. Like, they're like, oh, that's a nice jacket. Where'd you get it? I go, I got it on sale on Friday after Thanksgiving. You mean Black Friday? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that term. I don't know what you're saying. But I'm from Chicago, by the way, originally. They've heard of it. And once told a girl I was from Chicago, I told the girl I was from Chicago, she's like, I love the movie Chicago. And she said she was British, and I was like, oh, I love Harry Potter. But I actually used to, in Chicago, was a vendor at Wrigley Field at the Cubs games, and they used to make this, I used to do this impression of Harry Carey. I don't know if you know him. Will Ferrell did it on, okay, clap if you know it. Because otherwise we're going down a dangerous road if we don't. Because so I used to do this impression while I was selling things. I'm like, hey, we got ice cream. Who wants to get crazy? Now those of you that get it, great. But some of you are like, are you retarded? Which I have gotten, by the way. I can't believe that I've actually said in real life to somebody, no, I am not retarded. Like, that's a real thing. So I used to do this thing like, hey, we got Steve Traxel on the mound. You can have a baby the time it takes to throw the ball. Like, people, and sometimes I was like scared. I'm like, hey! People would turn around and be like, sorry if I scared you. I'm scared myself sometimes. And so one time I'm like, walking by the Cubs bullpen, and you can get so close to the players you can like touch their heads if you wanted to. I never did, but I wanted to. It made me sound really weird. I don't know why. But so Carlos Marmol, the Cubs closer, would always like tell me to get out of here, because if you heard that voice every day, you would also want to shoot someone. So they were like, get out of here, get out of here. I'm like, one day I was just like fed up. I was like, hey Carlos, why don't you let me worry about my job? You worry about yours. He stands up, he's about to beat the crap out of me. I got the hell out of there. The next day, he blows the save for the Cubs. And they're like, Carlos, what happened? He's like, well, this vendor was doing this horrible Bill Cosby impression. I could not focus at all. And one time when I was vending, and this woman bought something for $3.75, and she gave me $4. And this, not to be stereotypical here, but I feel like I'm just like asking for it. Like just by wearing this, people are like, oh, I'm judging you. I know. Which is funny because that's what Jews do. Taking away our secrets. No, I just. So one time, this woman gives me $4, and she waves me off, like says keep the quarter, which isn't a big deal, but and then her mother, this old woman next to her, says, hey, give that quarter back. I'm like, she gave it to me. She's like, give it back. So I'm like arguing with her, and I decided I shouldn't have done that because I don't want to see a headline the next day, Jew argues with old woman over quarter. That would be awful. I'll give you this one last video. I don't know if you know, but a JCC is a Jewish Community Center. It's basically a YMCA for Jews. So you're caught up. But basically, every time you go there, there's going to be these old Russian naked guys just standing there. Their job is to, it's their job to be naked and make you feel uncomfortable. You're just like, oh my gosh, I just want to get out of here, do my own thing. But they start talking to you and engage you in conversation. They're like, oh, you're from Chicago, hey! And you're like, oh God, please stop. And they're like, oh, do you know my grandson? I'm like, I don't know, does he wear pants? And you're like, please, and you're like, oh God, please can you put something on? He's like, I'm sorry, I'm not wearing yarmulke. Like, no. All right guys, my name is Eli Lebowicz Standup NY.